Good evening, welcome to Leicester Fun TV. You've probably been doing the same as me. You've probably been listening to what Boris has been saying about all things. And the thing that affects us guys, obviously, is I think May the 17th, it looks like fans can be back in the ground. That's the big news that we can talk about tonight, amongst other things. Get your views in as ever. Get your comments in. We want to know what you think. What did you think to the game yesterday against Aston Villa? A good win, 2-1, obviously, for Leicester. Get your views in on that. What did you think about that? Who was the heroes and who were the villains from yesterday? We want to know about what you thought about that away win against Villa. I want to know what your views are now on Harvey Barnes. I know that from me, I said about at the end of last season, he needs to start to hit some goals. He's certainly doing that now. Could Harvey Barnes be called up for England? And of course, the other half of that debate is Maddison. What's the latest on his injury? What do you think to his performance? He has been in top form the last 10 or 12 games with all these goals, all these assists. And finally, we can start to look forward to Leicester City against Slavia Prague on Thursday. So loads to talk about. As ever, we want all your comments. Pat York says, good evening. Ian Moss says, good evening. Matty Bond, hello for you. Leicester Food TV, Ross says, hello. It's going to be a takeaway on Thursday. We're looking forward to that, Ross. Let me know what it will be. LCFC Gray says, we've got a great win and Madders is now injured. KL says, hi, Phil and Jamie. Jamie's not here tonight, but good evening to you, Ross and LCFC Foxton on YouTube. Get your views in. Get your comments in, as many as there is. Sean, I'm not sending you a link out today. It's just going to be me blaggering to you lot. So I want to get as many comments on here as possible. Southgate is a fraud if he doesn't get him into the Euro squad, says LCFC Foxton. Well, maybe a little bit harsh, but what do you think to that? Lewis says Luke Thomas for England. What a game yesterday, Luke Thomas. It was a split in our Twitter poll on who was the man of the match. I think when we did our post-match show, most of us gave it to Luke Thomas. But on Twitter, I know it was on TV, they gave it to Barnes, didn't they? And I think it was a bit of a split, 50-50 between Harvey Barnes and Luke Thomas. Curtis says, fans back in the ground soon. Well, it's not going to be that soon. It's going to be May the 17th at the earliest. I need to check the dates because the end of the season is around then. I can't think we've got many matches left. Somebody tell me, what matches have we got post May the 17th? I think somebody's put in there that we would be able to get about 8,000 fans in maybe into the ground because it's 10,000. It's going to be a pro rata on the amount of people in there. Sportser Josh, hello to you. Hope you're well. LCFC Gray says he thinks we'll smash Prague on Thursday. Andy's talking about how many will be allowed in the King Power if allowed. I think it's going to be about up to, 7,000 or 8,000. But I think it's more going to be, Andy, next season when it all gets back to normal. That's what Boris says. After June the 21st, it will get serious. Ross says his man of the match yesterday against Villa was Luke Thomas. I heard it would only be for the last day of the Premier League, says Ross. Yes, you almost wonder, is it worth it? Of course it's worth it. We all want to get back in the ground, but you just almost think, well, maybe it'll be the FA Cup final. I don't know when the FA Cup final is. Maybe it will be that. We've obviously played Man United. I think we play them a week on Sunday at 5 p.m, if my memory is right. Sportster says it'll be just Spurs at home in the league with the fans in. Well, maybe will that be for us to clinch Champions League spot or maybe more? Who knows? Carlos says Thomas was amazing yesterday. Simon Neal is confirming that fans could be in. I say could because it can still all change. Could be in against Spurs. Pete, hope you're well. Rob's out in Florida. Give us a shout if you're a far-flung fox. We want to know where you are. Rob started it off. He's in Florida. FA Cup final is on May the 15th, says Patrick. Thanks for telling me that. Oh, so if we get to Wembley, we won't be there for sure, Patrick. The penny just drops in my head like a bombshell, knowing that if this year, you still want to get to the FA Cup final, don't you, for Leicester? But, whoa, first time in 51 years and we're not allowed there. Dave, yes, Spurs away, last game of the season. Just in time to see us lift the Premier League. I've not given up, Andy. I'm with you. I still think we could do it. I still think we could do it. It doesn't really matter now. That game is over. The next game against the Gooners is going to be really tough. Jim is obviously having an internal conversation with somebody else there, which I've not picked on. Darren says Thomas is amazing as a left back, but terrible as a left wing back. We have to ditch three at the back forever. I'm not sure I agree with you, Darren, on that. Listen, I'm hoping Jack is going to be joining me shortly. Jack's part of the Leicester fan crew as well, so hopefully he's going to be joining us very shortly. I'm trying to blast through as many comments as we can. We now have it in sight, says Matty Bond. I agree. LCFC Foxton says, I don't think JJ should be in the England squad yet because Southgate doesn't know how to play him at left back. Well, to be fair with you, he ain't going to be in any England squad for a long time because he's not going to be in the Leicester squad for maybe 10 months, LCFC Foxton. So if you work out 10 months from now, that's about December. So sadly for JJ, having an amazing season is not going to be around for a long time. Pete, of course, will say hello to Carol. Hi, Carol. Hope you're well. Ross wants to say Ricky P played well. He did play well. Perhaps when we signed him, we said, should he be a winger? Should he be a fullback? Look good at wing. Andy Smith says, good result yesterday. The treble is still on with the treble of Foxes there. Yeah, the FA Cup. Listen, I fancy us against Man United in the FA Cup. I fancy us against Slavia Prague in the Europa League. I still got half a fancy. Everybody's already giving the Premier League title to Man City. By the way, listen, time for a Phil moan now. This is time for a moan. I was listening to Radio 5 Live. Now, they have the debates about the top six, the big teams who could challenge for the Premier League. We don't get mentioned in that. As we all know, we call ourselves the Invisibles. So we don't get mentioned when talking about the teams in the top four, top six. They were having a debate today about teams doing ever so well, overperforming in the Premier League. And they were obviously talking about teams like West Ham and Everton. They were saying, it's brilliant to see West Ham and Everton doing ever so well. And I thought, we don't get a mention then. We don't get mentioned when they're talking about the other teams who shouldn't be in the top six and who are. So we don't get mentioned about, it's like we are totally invisible. Anyway, if anybody else was listening to the debate about Everton and West Ham doing ever so well and no mention of Leicester, again, if you heard that, you might be banging on the table like I was going, you never mention us. Patrick says, will losing in Europa League be a disaster, though, with number of games to play? Just give a real go in the FA Cup. No, we'll do both, Patrick. We can win the Europa League. We can win the FA Cup. Ross says, it's not over yet. Let's be positive. Anything could happen. Foxes never quit. Ross, of course, we're still in it. We're still in. It's a bit of a long shot. Andy says it's called jealousy. West Ham are a good team. I'm not saying they're not. And Everton are a good team. But I'm saying we don't get mentioned. When they talk about the top six clubs, they still talk about Spurs and Arsenal. But then when they talk about the teams doing overperforming or doing really well, they still don't talk about us. That's what I'm talking about. Jason says we're the Invisibles. Brad, hope you're well. Darren says 606 yesterday. Did you hear me complaining about no credit? That was me on yesterday live talking to Robbie Savage and Chris. Thanks, Darren. Well done for sticking up for the Foxes from Darren. Ian says, but when we dropped out the top four last season, we were labelled as bottle jobs. Yeah, we were only not in the top four for one game, weren't we, Ian? Paul Merson reckons we'll finish third. I don't know if that's a help or a hindrance. If Man City starts slipping up, we need to pounce. Listen, we play Man City in just a few weeks. We play Man City. If we were to beat Man City, that's a 6-pointer. Come on, we can still do it. My Man U friend, for a start, LCFC Foxton, what are you doing having Man U friends? Come on. We all need to just have Leicester City friends. Even my brother-in-law is a Derby County fan. I don't class him as anything other than he's just by blood relative, you know. In fact, he's not blood relative, he's brother-in-law. I'm talking absolute gobbledygook. Let's get Jack in. He talks a little bit more sense than me. A little bit more sense. I said no more than that. Here he is. Hi, Jack.
Evening, guys.
How are you?
Yeah, good. I'm good after yesterday's result.
You're quite pleased with that?
Very pleased. Another 3 points on the table takes us to 49 points. 9 points ahead of Liverpool, 6 ahead of Chelsea. What's not to like about Leicester at the moment?
We've just been debating about the Premier League title, Jack. I'm saying we're not out of it yet. I know it's a bit of a long shot, but I don't think we're out of it. Paul says, why are we ruling out winning the Premier League? I'm not. Are you, though? You can be honest and say, yeah, I think it's done. That size says it all, Jack.
Well, Man City are, 10 points ahead now. It's theirs to lose, isn't it, really? If they slip up, then we just need to capitalise on their mistakes and hopefully we can get there if they do. But 10 points is a lot with, 13 games to go, and they've got to lose quite a significant amount of games for Leicester to catch them. And so, yeah, I believe in Leicester, but 10 points is a lot of points to catch Man City at the minute. They've got to lose quite a lot of games.
But if we beat them, Jack, it's straight away down to 7.
Well, we beat them 5-2 at the Etihad, so I'm not ruling us out against Man City. I think we can beat them. They're unbeaten at the minute, 18 games. And I said to my father the other day, I said, we could beat Man City and end that run. We could be the team who could do that. So, yeah, I believe in the boys. How we're playing at the minute, we could beat anybody.
Yeah, I mean, they've won. They've got a great streak. Our streak isn't bad. I think it's 1 defeat in 16 in all competitions, Jack. And obviously, we've got other part of the debate we were having there is FA Cups coming up and Europa League. We are challenging on all 3 fronts at the moment.
Yeah, that's positive for us. It's good that we're taking these competitions seriously, like the FA Cup, the Europa League. It's something Brendan wants to do, and obviously with Brendan's blueprint, he wants to win a title at Leicester. So let's not rule out the competition. Can we go for the treble? Who knows? We'll just see where the season takes us.
Ross Wisner's watching says, come on, Jack, let's be positive.
Yeah.
Keep it positive.
Definitely. You have to be positive.
Rob also asks, and I haven't got much of an update on Maddison. Have you heard anything, Jack, on Maddison yet?
I think with Maddison, it was the injury, what he got the first half. I think it went up his leg and into his hip. And it caused him quite a bit of distress and the precaution of taking him off, which is good. So it can't make it any worse. So we'll see where Brendan Rodgers goes with that one ahead of Thursday. So hopefully he's fit and he can play on Thursday.
Imran says winning the league will be difficult, especially with all the cup fixtures. I would gamble Europe away just to finish in the top 4. Listen, somebody else came. I think Patrick came on earlier and said, "Look, I'd sacrifice the Europa League for the FA Cup." I've already said before, I'm a big fan of doing Europa League over FA Cup myself if I had to choose, which I wouldn't. I'd want them both, but there might come up. This top 4 is going to be massive, isn't it? And I think you could see in Brendan's selection yesterday, Jack, that he really does want top 4, doesn't he?
Brendan's enjoying it. Like he said at the start of the season, the players need to learn from last season's mistakes, which I think they have this season. We're only 13 points off the tally what we ended up with last season. So there's more positives to come with Leicester, and we're moving in the right direction. And this season, I think we can win a trophy, if not 2.
Yeah, LCFC Grey watching on YouTube says Brendan's saying it doesn't look good for Madders, and he says it is his hip that is damaged. I know they were very worried that it was a recurrence of his hip. Was it when he kicked the ball that kicked the player? Was it that incident that it sort of jarred up his leg, do you reckon?
Yeah, I think it would have Douglas Luiz challenge, wasn't it, when they both went for the ball? And he's obviously, I think he's caught Maddison, and Maddison's come off the worst. So hopefully it's not as bad as first thought.
I mean, it's when he kicked the ball and it kicked the player. They both went for it, boom, at the same time. I don't know if you've ever done one of those, Jack, playing football, but it done half hurts.
It is when you tried like knees and that. Oh,
yeah. But it's obviously, like you say, it's gone up his leg and into his hip.
Yeah,
and
it's the nerves, isn't it, in your legs? And it's one of them.
Andy says here, and again, this is the thing, when we're all being fans, we all look at it through, I want to win a trophy, the FA Cup, the Europa League, whatever. The top 4, Andy's absolutely spot on. The top 4 does generate so much more money and the Champions League qualification and the brand. What you can't put on is the brand awareness that Leicester are in the top Champions League, especially next year when there's a third tier of the Europa stuff, isn't there, Jack?
Yeah, we've come so far as a club. Who would have thought Leicester would be a top 4 club coming into the years to come? But we've made it. We've won the title since then. Vischer had a dream to build a football team, and he's definitely done that. The vision was made a reality, and every Leicester fan believed in what he was talking about. And look where it's taken us now. We're a top top 4/top 6 club, and hopefully we can go further than that and win trophies in years to come as well. So,
Jack, Rob's talking here. Love Ricky and Castagna yesterday, especially the foul throw. I've heard lots of people talk about a foul throw leading to Leicester's second goal. Do you know what? I must have my blue glasses on because I didn't see anything. Did you spot it?
I watched it on Match of the Day, and they went back to the throw-in, which led to the goal, and they said VAR couldn't intervene with it, but the referee was the only one what could make that decision, and obviously he didn't want to make that, so it stands as a goal, doesn't it?
What was wrong with it then? Because I didn't watch Match of the Day last night.
It jumped up and then
feet off the ground.
Get a bit more leeway on it to beat the players, and it did that. And obviously the referee didn't pull it back, so I don't care if goal's a goal until the whistle's blown.
I can be honest, none of these young football players know how to take a proper throw in anymore. Feet on the ground,
unless you roll
legs straight. I'll show them how to do a proper. Yes, LCFC Grey says it's a foul throw. None of them know how to take a proper throw. LCFC Grey, trust me now. Jack, listen, I know we've got loads more to talk about. I'm going to show you this. Would you can't win this, Jack, because you're part of the Leicester Fan TV crew, but do you fancy winning one of these? I've just bought it to give away.
Yeah, you got the right player on the back of it as well. So
it's got to have a bit of Steve Walsh.
Good luck to whoever who wins it, and hopefully it'll look good on them. And
so it is. Look, it's got the tags. It's brand new with tags. I've never worn it.
No,
I might sneak it on, but we're going to be giving that away. I'll start the competition off tomorrow. It'll be on LeicesterFanTV.com, so enter that tomorrow if anybody likes that. And Stevie Walsh on the back. So that's a new competition, Jack, that we are going to be starting tomorrow. Jack, how are you managing to comment and be on here at the same time?
Haley's got my
your phone.
My
very
phone,
good.
So
LCFC Grey says very nice shirt. Imran says, what size is it? It is, well, I think it's a medium to large. I'll check that out for you, Imran. It doesn't matter what size it is. It's got Steve Walsh's name on the back. Jack, before we go, we've got a couple of minutes left. Thursday, just a bit of a preview to Slavia Prague. It's not going to be easy, is it? It's not going to be easy. They're a more than decent side, as we saw last week. How much diving, cheating, throwing themselves on the floor are we going to have to put up with again?
They're not going to get away with it this time. They've had enough of that. We're like a panto in the theatre watching them on the floor all the time. And it'd be a tricky game for Slavia Prague. They're coming to Leicester this time. We're not going there, and they'll expect a completely different game. Our pitch is better than theirs. Ours ain't a farmer's fields unlike theirs, but I guess, it'd be a different referee as well, so there'll be no giving us yellow cards for things we haven't really done, and it was just ridiculous. But I think we'll win the game, and we'll make it difficult for them with obviously Castagna and Ricardo fit as well. It's just going upwards and positive news down that right. So I'd love to see how they defend against it.
But Jack, have we got to be careful? I mean, it's going to be one of those games where, of course, we want to attack, of course, we want to score. But even if we go 1-0 up, you've got to be so careful in this game because of the away goal. And it does kick in. Like we've had the arguments, it kicks in at 90 minutes. So I don't know if it's slightly. We're at home, but there's no home fans. Yes, they've got to travel over here and go through all sorts of rigmarole at the moment. But have they slightly got the advantage? Because they know if they get one goal, we have got to get two.
I think they'll come to Leicester wanting to win the game. They'll obviously keep the game tight as much as they can. But I'd want to win the game before the 90 minutes. I don't think it'll go into extra time. I think we'll beat them in the 90 and go into the next round.
But they don't need to win the game, Jack, now.
They don't.
They actually, the score draw gets them through.
That's it. It 1-1, that gets them through. But hopefully it don't go that way. Hopefully we score 2 or 3 and they only score the 1. So...
Yeah, indeed. I think it's going to be an interesting one. I mean, obviously, we've got Arsenal on Sunday. I think 12 o'clock kickoff at the King Power. What's Brendan do? Does he sprinkle in a bit of not lesser player? I don't want to say that, but does he have an eye on Sunday against Arsenal and the top 4?
I'd just go both eyes on the game that you've got playing on Thursday and then go from there. Hopefully we can keep the players fit. rest certain players if we're winning the game by 2-0, and then hopefully against Arsenal we'll go and beat them as well. So it'd be a great week for us.
MTS says he liked your Farmers Ground comment. I also like this as well. This is remembering Nicky obviously was watching yesterday, saying, remember, we don't want to lose with a 2-1 win. I think he's referring there to Locks getting into an absolute tizwas about away goals rules.
I don't know why you were talking.
LCFC Gray says we're by far the better side, and I think we'll bag at least a couple. You're nodding with that, Jack.
Yeah, they've got to think, we're a Premier League team. We're not a Czech Republic side where there's only 2 teams in that division. They're going to find it hard. I think they've won 1 in the last 4 and lost 3. So it's going to be difficult for them to do. And, coming to a team like Leicester who's on form, we're going to make it difficult for them. And hopefully we get the decisions and not them.
Patrick says rest Maddison, which I'm sure he will, regardless of this injury. I'm sure he will not play on Thursday. And hope Vardy stays fit. Of course, Nacho can't play, can he?
No. I don't think it was a yellow card, but he made more of a meal of that, like the spear on Maddison and that bar challenge, what apparently Ndidi made on him, and he'd rolling around like a teddy bear. So,
yeah, Nacho was just a little bit. I mean, you just got to keep your hands down by your side when a team plays like that. You've got to be aware of what they're doing. So he was perhaps a bit naive to go in like that.
That's it. But they're in that division, they get away with that, don't they, in other countries? But I guess when you're playing against a team like that and the referee's a bit lenient towards them, it makes it even difficult. It's like 12 versus 11. And I think on Thursday, it'd be a different game and we'll probably have a better official who can actually referee a game.
Let's hope so. Jack, just before we let you go, would you, obviously May the 17th, potentially fans allowed back in the ground. I believe there's one game after that, but how excited. I think I'm more looking forward to hopefully, late August or whenever when the new season starts and us properly be able to get back in. It feels like it's been a long time, Jack.
It's gone quick, hasn't it? It's been like, what?
Nearly a year.
11 months now?
Yeah.
So, I'd prefer a whole season than one game. But if you're going to get a ticket for one game, I'd just take it with both hands. I'd love to see the boys again at King Power and go to my second home and pray on a Sunday. It'd
be nice to be back there, wouldn't it?
I'm excited. I think the players will love it as well with the atmosphere and that. And I think we'll get right behind the boys and push them on when we need them the most.
Yeah, absolutely. Jack, thanks for joining us. We'll see you on Thursday for the watch-along.
See you on Thursday, Phil.
Cheers, Jack. That's Jack, who obviously does the watch-alongs with Locks and Tom, juggles it around when Tom's on Daddy Daycare in particular. Give us your views, give us your comments. Don't forget, I'm going to be giving away this brand new, I say brand new, retro Fox Leisure shirt. The one and only Steve Walsh on the back. We're going to be giving that away starting tomorrow. I'll set that up on LeicesterFanTV.com, so make sure you check that out, as well as all the other stuff that we put on there. Last few comments from you. Patrick says those tickets will be like gold dust. They absolutely will. Everybody will be scrapping over who can get those. Simon says Arsenal will be tired on Sunday. They've got to travel. They'll not be playing at their ground. No. Missing the KP big time, says Imran. Sometimes just drive past just to keep you happy. Oh, Pat, I know what you mean, Imran. It's been such a long time, isn't it? Ross says, agree. Be nice to see the stadium with fans again. Just a shame it's on the last day of the Premier League season. We will see what happens. Now, listen, this week on Leicester Fan TV, don't forget, what have we got on? Thursday, Leicester v Slavia Prague, Europa League, round of 32. Kickoffs at 8 p.m, but we'll be live from 7:30 with a pre-match show. And then obviously Tom and Locks will be doing the watch-along all the way through the match. I'll be popping back at half-time and full-time to get all your views and comments. And then Friday, Locks has got his Fanzone Show. Sunday, we've got a busy one because we've got the Aftermath show at 10 a.m. And then we've got Arsenal, the big game against Arsenal. Trying to get Robbie on from Arsenal Fan TV. It's about time we gave him a bit of stick. So hopefully he'll be joining us at some time this week as well. So keep your eyes peeled for that. Thanks for all your views, all your comments. We can't do this without you. And as ever, thanks to all the guys who help bring us Leicester Fan TV for you for free. I'll see you on Thursday night. See you soon.
Welcome to Leicester Fan TV. with special thanks to our pals at ADT Taxis, Feed Me, Piglet's Pantry, Tiger, Lester Garage Conversions, Pink Vehicle Leasing, Hologram, The Fox's Arms, Moyer Wade Interiors, and our chosen charity, Men's UK. We bring you the fans' views on the match each week, and your views matter to us. Join the fans' debate each match with us. Follow us at Leicester Fan TV.